There's a lot that goes on when a car event is on, especially one of this magnitude. Everybody, I'm at the C10 Truck Nationals here at Fort Worth, Dallas. 3 different locations, and it's run by Chris and Ken.
That's correct.
Just the 2 of you.
Yes.
Yes.
How are you guys going?
I feel great. This week for me, when I get up on Monday, it's like Christmas Eve as a kid. I'm ready to go. I've been waiting for. We've both been waiting for this week for 6 months since our last event. So
Wow.
we're ready to go.
And where was your last event?
It was in Nashville.
In Nashville. So you do the C10 Truck Nationals in Nashville?
We do one in Nashville in the fall, and we do one in June in Salt Lake this year. We added Salt Lake.
And then here in Fort Worth as well.
Here in Fort Worth, yep.
This is massive. We love the Chevys. We love the Chevy pickups. So we'll talk more about the event in a minute. But you guys are friends, and it's just the 2 of you running this. And there's a lot of back and forth going on. Tell me about this. How do you guys know each other?
Well, to be honest with you, he came down on another company, and I needed a catalog done, and he is a marketing person. I needed some stuff done on Facebook, et cetera, because I'm not very good at that. And I was having problems, and I told another guy, and he goes, "You need to call Chris Baker." So I called Chris Baker. Like 3 days later, he comes walking in the door. We started talking. He did my catalog, and the next thing I know, we're talking about car shows.
Just like that?
Yeah. He was a customer first, and then when I got the bug to do shows, he was the natural fit because he's been in the show, around the show business for quite a while, decades. So I knew he'd be a great addition to what I was doing. I can't do it by myself.
Yeah, no. The fact that you guys are doing this even together as well, it's so big. And one of the things that I love about this is I've just learned this is the 6th year. 60 years?
Yes, 60 years, yeah.
60 years.
60. What, is my accent weird or
No.
something? For 6 years, the turnout is big.
Yes, it gets bigger every year.
It's big, it's massive, and I love supporting everyone out there who's trying to start up car shows and car events, the first year, the second year, you guys know who you are as well, but this is such a success story, in my opinion, for you guys to start off 6 years ago and to be this big. Here we are at the Motor Speeddway, Dallas Motor Speedway, Texas Motor Speedway nonetheless.
Yeah.
When did you know that it was getting really big? Like, how was the first year?
First year we had 475 trucks.
That's still big
And
for the first year of a car show.
And when we came to the track to ask about track rental, I think I don't think they took us seriously.
I know they didn't.
But when we wrote the check, they took us seriously.
Of course, money talks.
And once we had the first event and they came to us and said, "You guys did a really good job." And I still didn't, it was great, it was very positive, but I still didn't accept that. And even the second year, I didn't accept that. We had great growth the second year, but it was in 2021.
Of course.
The third year, when I went out in the parking lot in the Spectator and it was completely full. And they said, "You guys have more spectators than the other big car shows here."
That's insane. 2021. See, I'm thinking COVID, so I'm thinking maybe it would have taken a dip during that time. Not at all.
We had
No.
an extremely strong year that year. I think a lot of people were eager to get out. It was the tail end of COVID, and a lot of people were just eager to get out and go to an event. And that definitely helped, and it's continued to grow. I'm waiting for it to plateau. But
I don't think it will.
It hasn't yet, and we're already making arrangements. When we got here this year, we've been making arrangements for next year of how we're going to outgrow the parking that we have now, but still maintain all the activities that we have. We think those are important to have as a moving car show.
So tell us about those activities. What have you got going on this weekend?
We have an autocross that runs every day, pretty much all day. And we have pro drivers that come. You can ride along with a pro driver. We have a burnout contest on Saturday. We have a dyno that runs both days. That's free to do.
All things truck lovers
All these
love.
things are free.
When you register your truck, all of this stuff is free.
It's
In other
included.
words, autocross, dyno, drifting and donuts, the drag racing. If you're registered, it don't cost you a quarter. You're done. You paid. So
That's not the only benefit of being registered. As I found out, every person who's registered goes into the draw for a massive giveaway.
Yes.
Tell us about the giveaway.
We did a giveaway the first 2 years with some magazines, and the magazines aren't around any longer. But I think that helped us as a launch pad the first couple years because we got a lot of exposure. And so we do a giveaway truck at each event. And this year,
That's 3 trucks a year.
yeah,
Right.
That's
right.
big.
I mean, this is family-run business. Ken's family and my family, and so those expenses that we take out on the trucks are coming out of our pocket at the end
Wow.
of the day to do that. But we think it just adds that other dimension. And there's other events that give away a vehicle, but they don't give away a vehicle at every event.
At every event, 3
Right.
times a year. That's
Right.
Yeah, of course.
And then also, like the dyno, when you go to all these other events, when you pull up, you pay. It costs you about $100 to $125 for what you here. If you pre-register, it's no charge.
Yeah,
The
like-
autocross, same way.
Same way, the autocross. So, and drag racing is the same way. So, including those, having the giveaway truck, it just adds that other dimension, each thing. And we don't want to take any of that away. As a matter of fact, we added the donuts and drifting this year to do one more activity.
Yep.
Because we think it's gonna become an animal, really.
Well, it would. I was there at the Nashville C10 Nats last year,
Okay.
and that was my first time at a C10 truck show. And I was just walking around. I was absolutely loving it, and I caught some of the burnouts as well. The crowd loves it.
Oh yeah.
People
Oh,
who
yeah.
love their trucks, they want to come out and test it out and blow those tires up. You know, we all saw it at the LS Fest. People love it and they go crazy for this. So
Yeah.
it's the right thing to do for a truck show.
And
Oh, absolutely.
we hear from a lot of our vendors that the people that come to our shows are the friendliest people that they have encountered. And I do think that's the customer base that we have. But I also think that a lot of it has to do with when him and I walk in the gate, it's how our persona is perceived by everybody else. Not only us, our family, our employees, and everybody at the track. I think that positive energy definitely pushes on to everybody else that's here. And we want it to be fun. Obviously we want it to be fun. We don't want people just sitting in lawn chairs.
No, I absolutely understand that because Ken was driving me around and we met your wife Kathy as well.
Right.
We had the first experience in the NASCAR and she was absolutely phenomenal. Loved it. Adrenaline was just going through her body as it was mine as well. And as you were driving, everybody was stopping to say hello. Everybody was waving, so you could really feel that friendly family atmosphere.
But one of
That's
the
why I love the
things,
shows.
one of the things when we met, we were talking about the car shows. We met at a Cracker Barrel in Memphis, Tennessee. He lives in Ohio. I live in Texas. So we met halfway, and one of the things we said is, yeah, we're doing this we want people when they leave to say, man, that was a badass show. We want them to have fun. That is our primary concern. We want them to be safe, but we want them to have fun.
Love it. And tell me about your backgrounds. Obviously, you both are Chevy guys. Let's not get that wrong.
No, definitely Chevy.
I have a little bit. My background doesn't go as deep as Ken's, but
Okay.
I've worked at like every auto parts store chain there is. I went to art school actually. I have an advertising degree. So that's my specialty.
Yeah.
That's how the whole circus and the marketing throughout the year, that's how it all happens. And I worked at a large automotive retailer for 13 years as their creative director.
Okay.
And then I left about 10 years ago and started doing shows a couple years after that. And that's right about the time I met Ken. So I've been in the
You've
business
been
a long
around
time,
cars.
25 years around cars, yeah, for
Been
sure.
around cars all your life.
Yeah.
What's your favorite classic? Since you're on Rana's radar, we've got to know.
I'm definitely a GM truck
Okay.
fan, but I also have some mid-60s Cadillacs. I'm into
Oh,
mid-60s
nice.
Cadillacs, so yeah. I'm a big, tall guy, so I like the big
You need
tall
them to be
vehicles.
long as
Yes,
well.
Yes.
And what about you, Ken?
Well, I started in the automotive industry when I was 18. I started a company that remanufactures disc brake calipers for Corvettes, Camaros, stuff like that. Over the years, I've owned a bunch of Corvettes, but my favorite vehicle of all was, as a matter of fact, when I sold all my Corvettes and I sold my Camaros, I kept my 1972 Chevy pickup. It was the first thing I ever restored. I still have it today. I'm going to die with it, and it's so much fun to drive. I just love it. So
That is huge. Okay, Ken. Obviously, I'm going to ask you why. I mean, we're talking Corvettes, Camaros, giving all that away, but you kept your 72 Chevy.
well, the reason, it's fun to drive. Okay, I remember my little granddaughter when she was a little bitty. I'd put her seatbelt on, and we'd open that sliding glass window, and she'd tell me, "Burn off, Pawpaw," and I'd just smoke the tires on it. It's just fun to drive. Throw my golf clubs in the back.
Yep.
You can do anything with it. You can take people with you. You know, you can get 3 in Corvette.
I like the bench seats.
In a Corvette, you can't get but 2. And you know, I had a lot of fun in my Corvettes. So, but the truck is just it's what I've always wanted to restore. I'm a truck guy. It boils down to it. If you ask me what my favorite vehicle is, obviously it's a 1972 Chevy pickup.
Love it. You know, you guys know, I love my 57 Bel Air, and hopefully one day I'll have one of those. But the first thing that's going to be happening on Rana's radar is going to be a pickup, and it'll be a Chevy pickup nonetheless. So it'll be a C10, and you guys are going to see it because the trucks, like you said, they're just fun. They give you so many options, and I just get excited. And especially now we've been following the Truck Nationals and the truck shows, so that's why we're here, super excited at the C10 Truck Nationals, you guys. So many things happening. Tell me about the awards.
We have over 75 awards.
Okay.
And all of our awards are custom awards. Majority of them are fabricated out of Indianapolis, and they're all made from top fuel dragsters or NASCAR parts that have been run, and then they make custom trophies out of those.
Oh, that's so cool.
And I've been with Tom at Cold Hard Art for years. And then we added a top 10 this year that are all custom built aluminum awards. And then we also have a C10 of the year, which is always a custom award that I have Tom build. And it's always something different. Like Nashville, we did a guitar one year. So it's always something different. We don't do plaques.
No plaques.
No plaques.
That's another example of Ken and I could take more money home. But we like the fact that when you go to somebody else's truck show and they have their trophy out, they display a trophy, or you walk into their shop and they display a trophy, guess whose trophy it is?
Yeah, it'll be yours.
Yeah.
It just goes with it as well.
We take pride in that. A lot of the stuff that we do, we try to do at first class. It costs a little more money to do, but I think the overall user experience is why people continue to come back and the show continues to grow.
And that's why it is growing.
Yes.
This is awesome. I'm going to be having a fabulous time today. I'm going to be chatting with people. We've already done, you know me, as soon as I walked in, I've already done at least 4 different interviews, to seeing all the different trucks and meeting the crowd. Awesome, friendly atmosphere. Love it. Thank you so much, you guys.
One of the things you got to do while you have your camera there is go over to the BF Goodrich, share a ride in the autocross. They'll throw you in an autocross truck with a pro.
Yep.
And you'll get to go, and that NASCAR deal probably a little more fun. But that one over there it's a lot of fun.
100%.
You need to go do that.
The funny thing is that the last time I was at the autocross, I went in a Patina, I think it was a 69 pickup at the C10. That's last year. And that was a lot of fun. But I mean, I just love the Patina truck. I said, yeah, Bob, let's go for a ride. So I definitely want to do that. And I have to do that because I got to get $5 off Jeff.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. Jeff, you lost $5, bud. I don't know what to tell you, but you owe her $5.
But he cheated. You know, Jeff made a bet on me that said, Ken's not going to get on camera. I said, he'll get on camera. I said, we'll get you on camera. And you did, and he's lost his money, even though he tried to cheat and come up to you beforehand. But we'll go to the autocross. That's where Jeff Tisted is at. So definitely have to check that out. But before I turn this off, people wanting to get registered for the next event, tell us the date and how do they do that?
I believe next year's date here in Texas is the 10th and 11th of May. We have to wait for the track to verify that with their schedule, but that's what we have penciled in. And C10Nationals.com has all the information on this event and the other 2 events and next year's event. So next week when we get back, registration for next year's C10 Nationals will be turned on.
Okay.
And
the ones in Nashville has already happened?
Nashville's coming up in September.
Coming up in September.
So that registration's still live, and the Utah one is still live until about the end of May.
Okay.
Sometime in there. We mail all of our registrations out, so we have to have a buffer in there. And there's a reason we do that, so that when people get here, they don't have to wait in line.
Yeah.
They can just drive in. It's a very user-friendly experience.
Well, I did notice that. It's not like there's so many people here, but there's no crazy lines, there's no backups, it's very well organized. And that goes out to you guys, obviously.
Now, you can also register at the show. We like it when they pre-register because, like we said, they get their tickets, they get their wristbands, they get everything, so that all they got to do is drive up. If they have their sticker on their window and they hold their arm up with a wristband, they don't even stop.
They don't even stop. And that just keeps things flowing.
Keeps it flowing.
Well, we always have registration at the event.
Yes,
That's always an
always
option.
have registration at the event.
For all those people that have to wait on the weather.
Yeah.
You can come register the day of. It's fine.
You cannot trust the weather.
Yeah.
I'm here. I've got an umbrella in my bag, and and I didn't put my mic and stuff, so I got to fix the audio in this. Hopefully, it's going to be okay because they said it's going to be raining all day, thunderstorms and stuff.
Well,
it's sunny.
She said she prayed to the weather gods before she got here to help us out.
I have
Hey,
a
they've
lot of
always helped me out.
I have a
That's
lot
right.
of people that I know that said that they sent some messages to the big man upstairs for asking for good weather, but it's one of those things as a promoter that you just roll with. You have to. It's
Exactly.
the one thing you don't have. You've done all the prep. When you have stuff like that, you have. Ken and I met this morning because things didn't look good, but we talked about having a positive attitude, and I just told we agreed. I said we have to make the best of the hand we're dealt today, and that's what we're going to do. And so far, the hand's been pretty good.
Exactly.
And we'll make the best of it either way.
You got to make the best of it. Usually I love to have my hair out. You all know that. I would have my sunnies on as well. But I thought I don't need my sunnies. We're just going to have a good time. I'll put a cap on and just come out here. And now it's sunny as anything, so I'm glad
my
I do
big
have
straw
my...
hat in the truck. I had it on yesterday, and now I'm like, okay.
But you need a C10 Nationals hat, so you need to go over to the C10 National booth.
I have to
and
add
get
that
your hat.
on. I
Yep.
got to add that on to my list because I do collect caps. They're there on my, because I do a podcast,
There
so
you go.
people do see the hats. But hey, this has been absolutely awesome.
Yes. Thank
Love
you.
to go and
Thank
check
you.
out the autocross and do some more interviews.
Hey, we appreciate it.
Thank you.